Good morning, y'all. So I am fighting the weather. As you can see, it's cloudy and I want to get this garden tour done because it is June the 1st, but we're gonna have to do it quickly because it is raining. We're gonna start with the flowers around the house and the weeds because I still need to weed this. I mean, life has been hectic. Those, and I've got a set there and off over there, are hibiscus that actually I stole the roots from my mom 2 years ago, I guess. Doing fantastic. This rose bush, I mean, it is stellar. And that, I don't remember what that is, but cool. This is some grasses, some ornamental grasses. I feel like it should have some flowers in it, but I don't remember. I still am not sure what that is. I think it's a weed. My foxglove here were gorgeous. And then the winds came and have just beat the holy ever-loving daylights out of them. So, they're not doing so hot. We got some flowers planted here. They're not doing well either. We have marigolds and red cut flower and white cut flower kale, and they're just not up to par. Now, this whole mess right here, this is red Arctic fire dogwood. That's what it is, and it is just outstanding. This, I believe, is some weeds that have grown in with my lavender, but I'm not sure because we're starting to get a flower here, so maybe it's not a weed. I don't know. I don't remember what I planted here a year ago. Again, more foxglove that has just been beat to pieces by the wind. Now, I came in and I planted, as you can see, a pumpkin in this pot here, just being silly. He's doing very well, as you can see. I have some ornamental wheatgrass back there. It's doing okay. It's doing better than it was. But the wind, we've had some massive winds here lately. Then we have this, oh shucks, I can't remember what they are, but they're doing really well too. Woohoo! This, I believe, is just a spring flower, so it's going into its dormancy. I have some weeds that I need to pull. I have actually gone through, pat myself on the back or not, and weeded all this from the last video, I'm sure. But it needs to be weeded again. And actually, that side, well, it looks better than this side. But again, okay, so we have this planted. I don't really have any flowers here. These are supposed to be pansies of some sort, I think. And then we have this red straw flower looking stuff. That was a flower that my mom bought for my little one, and it was doing amazing like just the other day. I don't know what its problem is, so we're gonna have to tend to it. We have more QIS orange Gampharina. Some are doing better than others. This is a Valkyrie aster mix, or mixed aster. He's doing really well. That has some Albion Black Pod Nigella in it, and then I can't remember what this front one is. This is a Sweet William and something else. Oh my gosh, it's been crazy. My mom is doing really well. This is coming back. That was a marigold. Not doing so hot. That was a marigold. It's just so-so, and then it's got some bachelor's buttons with it. This is another marigold. He's doing pretty well, but he's not standing up straight. If you look, his stem kind of comes and I don't know. It's weird. And then there's some Sweet William planted with him. That is a cockscomb. This is moss roses. They're doing okay. Not great, but okay. There's some weeds that have gotten in with my Johnny Jump Ups. And then this is actually flowers. It is purple red straw flower. That's right. Right here. That is not weeds. We have lots of weeds to tend with. That's the salvia that I planted like 2 years ago. I don't know what that is. My foxglove has just taken a hit. That is a butterfly bush right there that I probably should have trimmed the old stuff back, but I just didn't. In here, this pot is not doing as well as the other one. It has a pumpkin in it as well. And then it had some snapdragons, as you can see, not good. And some ornamental wheatgrass is actually doing better. They're back there behind those fake flowers that are light up at night. In those boxes, we also have some of the ornamental kale as well as marigolds, and they're just kind of hit and miss. Like, I had better luck last year in that than I did this year. And then, oddly enough, my rose bush right here, actually my little one's rose bush right here, doesn't look so good. And it was perfect. We've had massive winds, and these winds have just hurt these plants like crazy. So, that is the flowers in the front of the house. So it rained last night, and like I said, it's raining now, and I need to dump these out so that they don't get waterlogged. But I actually still have a bunch of different types of asters, as well as a few cockscomb and some sunball crispedias down here that still need to be planted. And then these are straw flowers. And like I said, I also need to dump that extra water out so that it'll give them a chance to dry a little bit. Then let's move into the garden. So we have rainbow Swiss chard there. Here, I pulled all my lettuce because it was starting to get really bad. So we planted a rosemary here. This is parsley. We have cilantro and tarragon. We have cayenne peppers here. We have fennel there. And then these are both Anaheim chili peppers. I planted those out yesterday. I still have some Thai peppers, Thai hot peppers to plant, but I haven't gotten a spot for them yet. This is a smart pot, and okay, this is a smart pot that is planted just to marigolds. And here we have carrots. Now, carrots are an early season crop, and here's a funny story about my carrots. I planted them, I pulled one at about 65 or 70 days, and it's only that long. So I waited another 5 or 10 days, pulled another one, and they're just not growing. I haven't pulled them yet. I've just been waiting to see if they'll do something. They're not going to. Then we had another row of carrots, which didn't do anything but got taken over. The next row was broccolini, and as you can tell, it has it's going to seed, so I really just need to pull it. It has bolted and it is going to seed soon. It just got hot. My kale is doing really well. I need to come in and cut some back so that it'll keep producing. And the spinach never did anything anyway. That is another smart pot. That's cockscomb and marigolds. And actually, the first one that I said was a smart pot actually came from Amazon. I have smart pots that are made out of Oklahoma City, and then I've gotten some from Amazon. Okay, the rain last night didn't do so well on some of my stuff, but this is basil, this row right here. And the basil, I actually propagated it. It is so freaking cool that you can do that. So maybe we'll have to talk about that. We have a row of peppers. California Wonders. Okay, so I went to buy California Wonders and accidentally grabbed a different kind. So I went back to a different store and bought some California Wonders so that I would have my California Wonders. They got planted like Saturday or Sunday, so they really haven't taken, in yet. I have 5 tomato plants. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They are planted really close together. I get that. I have a nice weed. Woohoo! Go weeds. Not really. Go away. And then we have jalapenos. And yes, I know I have peppers planted in the same garden. It happens sometimes. Then we have the jungle. But this year's jungle is actually potatoes. I have a bed and a half full of potatoes. And then we have our onions here. I have a bunch of onions also. And we have a nasturtium here. Here we have they're purple wonder peppers. These are the ones that I bought that I actually thought were California Wonders and not. These are huckleberry. That's the jungle. This bed right here is a hubbub of a lot of stuff. And the reason that it is a hubbub of a lot of stuff is because when I went to plant it out, the wind was blowing really hard and it knocked it off the trailer. All of the stuff fell out of my starters. All the tags fell away from the plants, and I don't know what they are. So I just planted them all together, put all the tags that they could be right in a row, and we'll just wait and see. I have been training them to climb up the trellis. I need to come and kind of help them up the trellis a little bit more. And then these are a watermelon. These are watermelon. And I think the other side is more of the mismatch. This is a smart pot. And it has 2 jalapeno peppers. Jalapenos and peppers tend to do fairly well in pots like this. This is also a smart pot, and it also has 2 jalapeno peppers. This stuff here bolted and needs to be picked. It was Japanese or radish Japanese wasabi, and I honestly don't know what it is. It was a free seed packet, so I went ahead and I planted it, and I thought it was an actual radish, and it's not a radish, so I don't know what it is. I have some onions, and then the Swiss chard here. That was the original Swiss chard, and it's been eaten up so bad. I need to just pull everything but the onions out of here and plant something else in there, maybe peppers. Okay, so this is broccoli. Broccoli also is a cool weather plant, and we've had hot days where we've been up into the mid 90s, and we've had cool days where we've been barely top 60. So our weather has been all over the board here lately. I have a row of habanero peppers. They're not doing so hot. It could be the weather, I don't know. We have some leeks, American flag leeks. We have green tomatillos, which, as you can tell, I've got a bug problem, and I need to get that taken care of like yesterday. I have some binding things here, and my deals just aren't tall enough, really, or big enough. But I also have mustard greens planted underneath of it. Over here, it's starting to rain. I gotta get going. Over here, we have onions, arugula, more onions, marigolds. Those are some vining plants that I want to go up and over. And then my lysianthus. These are collard greens. The strawberries, which actually I've got some weeds in here, and I have been picking weeds like crazy, so I don't know where they came from. Anyway, these are delicata squash that are supposed to go up and over, and they started to try and take over the strawberry bed, and I'm trying to train them to go down. And then more lysianthus. We have a nasturtium and purple tomatillos here. We've had to pull some tomatillos because they're not doing well. These are bell peppers, not doing well. Eggplant is a finicky plant and I should just pull it, honestly. And cabbage, that was mystery seeds. And then my orange bell peppers. And then I have some shishito peppers, which it was an accident that I planted 2 peppers right next to each other. I wasn't thinking. And then we have poblano peppers. So hey, we're just gonna have all kinds of peppers that don't even taste like what they're supposed to. Silly, stupid mistake. I have some flowers here and a nasturtium. The flowers are, oh my goodness, they almost fell. Violet cosmos. And then we have 12 tomato plants. And then the garlic's doing really well. We have our asparagus there. We have some jalapenos in a smart pot. We have a pineapple that I'm attempting to redo. This is onions. These are bunching onions, as well as 2 types of vining plants. I don't even know what they are right now. Oh, they're both delicata squash also. I have a bunch of just flowers to try and bring in pollinators, but it's hard to do when you have no color yet. And then I have another delicata squash and maybe a pumpkin coming out of here just because I thought it'd be pretty. So here is something that I worked on. These are zinnias. We have a bunch of just all kinds of stuff in here. And then over there, I have some 4 o'clocks right there. These, I think, are the tall ones. I think are coming back from last year. I can't think of what they're called right now. It'll come to me. And then I have salvia mixed with them. And then I have zinnias. And the zinnias line all at the edge of where the grass meets the mulch and go all the way down the hill. Okay, I finally got the bigger garden tilled up. Got a whole bunch of mulch for finishing out the one garden and the traditional garden. The rains have just screwed me because it's bringing up weeds that aren't going away. Okay, so here's the plan for this garden. We're gonna come in and we're gonna make walkways out of the mulch that are wide enough that my wagon will go down so we can harvest things. My row planting is going to be wide enough that my tiller will run down through it. That's the plan. It's been a lot of work and we've been rained out a lot. So, I'm not very far, but I'm trying. We have an African marigold planted here, and then I have 46, yes, I said 46, tomato plants planted. And we start here, and we go all the way down. Every about 20 inches, we have tomato plants. Now, I have an order in to get T-posts so that we can put them in the ground and get these things standing up, because tomatoes need to be off the ground. But I had to get them in the ground because I just had to. So they're going to take a little bit to come back from this, but hopefully we'll get my stuff in and get them all up like my other ones. So when it's all said and done, I have a total of 55 tomatoes in the ground. That's a lot. But I started with 101 plants and I gave a bunch away to friends and family. So finally nobody else would take any, so I just planted them because I figured at least I'll get tomatoes out of the deal. Hopefully. Okay, so here is this. My oldest and I were sitting there helping each other. Buy more flowers, buy more flowers, buy more flowers, egging it on. So we have a calendula and then a bunch of petunias. We couldn't find blue because we were trying to do red, white, and blue. So we did red, white, and purple because that was as close as we could get. That's not the final resting place for that particular pot. We just didn't know where we wanted to go with it yet, so that's where it's at. Now we have coleus. I did not raise this. I actually made grew some for my mom, but this we actually bought, and then some marigolds that I raised. Marigolds, and that is a type of begonia. And then we have another coleus over here. Over here we have some marigolds, I believe. Although that doesn't look like a marigold. That might be a butterfly flower. This I actually planted here 2 years ago, and it's coming back. It is a calla lily. And to be honest, I've got a calla lily coming up here, even with all of the rocks and trampling that's happened. We're still in construction mode on this barn, so it looks like crap over here. But then we have some marigolds and some butterfly flower over here. Oops. And then some cut flower garden kale and another calendula. Here we just had some carryover stuff. That's a butterfly flower, and this is a painted daisy underneath here. I need to move that off of there, but I was weed eating and had to get it out of the way so I didn't mess that up. And finally, we have, oh shucks, I don't remember what this is. There it is. This is lettuce, marigold, butterfly flower. I have some ginger planted here. I have a tomato that I need to go ahead and tie to my stake, as well as a tomato. One is a red cherry tomato and the other is a Roma. The red cherry is, the red cherry is right here and the Roma is right there. This is all my herbs. They look really bad because I've actually come in, cut a whole bunch back and dried them. But we have some sage. We have some thyme, parsley, no rosemary. Rosemary didn't come back, and it is supposed to, but it didn't. Oregano, cilantro, chives, and mint. We have this. This dude is like a trumpet tulip or something. Anyway, it's from last year, and it is coming back with a vengeance. I'm so excited. And then finally, the basil. So that is my June garden tour. It is a labor of love. I have a lot of mess ups, but I'm trying. And that's what I keep telling myself. It's been hard work. We've had such crazy weather. I mean, back and forth, cold, hot, cold, hot. And when it's hot, it's hot. And when it's cold, you want a sweatshirt. And right now, I want my sweatshirt and a rain jacket. So I think I'll just end here and go in. Bye. I forgot one thing. When I was out here in front, I didn't look up because I forgot that I had this. Is that not beautiful? My oldest got me that for Mother's Day.